Hello everybody. So in this video, I'm going to talk about few mistakes that I have done in my initial stage, and those same mistakes I would like to share with you all in order to not to just learn from my mistakes and do not waste your time or your energy. First mistake that I would like to share with you all, that was I started reading. What? Reading is not bad, but I started reading my 10th class book and it was quite difficult for me to understand it. And after reading few pages, I didn't understand anything. So I would highly recommend you, if you are an English beginner, please do not read your 10th or 11th class book. Start from basic. Learn your 5th class, 6th class book. That thing is definitely going to help you to make a good command over this language, to clear your basic understanding over this language. So if you are an English beginner, do not make this one mistake. Do not read your 10th class book. Start from basic. Okay. And the second mistake that I have done is, somehow I got the subscription of Hotstar. So what happened? I started watching English movie. I started watching those movies, though I was blindly following that. I was blindly following this thinking that the more we consume English content, the better command we get over this language. But nothing gonna happen like that. Why? Though I was watching English movies, that thing gonna help you. But if you're going to watch something, if you're not understanding that accent, how you are going to understand that movie well? And that thing happened with me. I watched that whole movie and whole month. I watched so many movies, and after watching those movies, I ended up with nothing. I ended up with no sentence structure, no improvement. Why? Because I was watching all those movies in an American accent that was quite difficult for every beginners. Not only for me, it was difficult. It is going to be very difficult for every beginner to understand that accent. They are too fast that a beginner can't understand it. So this is how you need to understand it. If you are an English beginner and you're not understanding that accent, if you're understanding that accent, there is no problem. Just go for it, watch it. But if you're not understanding that accent, please do not waste your time. I have wasted one whole month of my life watching those movies, and at the end, I would end up with nothing. I would end up with this regret that, oh my god, why did I watch those movies? Though I was not understanding anything, still I was watching all those things because thinking like consumption is going to help me to improve this language, but nothing gonna happen like that. If you're not understanding that accent, if you're not understanding what the another person is speaking, how you're going to make it, how you're going to understand it. So this is how, if you are an English beginner and you are not understanding American accent, please do not waste your time or energy. Watch something that you can understand. On YouTube, you are going to get several movies. On YouTube, you are going to get several English stories, small stories. Instead of watching a movies, you could watch those small stories, and those stories are available in an Indian accent. You can't find any kind of difficulties understanding those movies. So this is how you are going to do your consumption practice. Okay, please do not make this one mistake. Trust me, i have I have made this mistake, and after some time I was regretting why did I watch all those videos. After some time I got the subscription of Hotstar again, and I watched all those movies after doing a lot more practice. At that time I was understanding it, and I realized that I made a big blunder. I made very big mistake thinking like that consuming English content is going to help me. Back then I wasn't understanding anything, but I was blindly following this, if I'm going to consume a lot more English content, that is going to help me to improve this language. So please do not make this mistake. If you are understanding that accent, go for it. If you are not understanding, please do not waste your energy or your time over consuming English content. And the third step would be that whatever you consume in English, do not forget to on the subtitles. Please own your subtitles, because subtitle is going to make you to make a good understanding what the another person is speaking, because sometimes the another person is too fluent and we are not capable to understand it. And when you read subtitle, you can make it, you can make the good understanding over it what the another person is talking about. So always try to on your subtitles and read them aloud. And sometime when you find some sentences very interesting, read them aloud and try to use those sentences in your day-to-day life. So do not forget to on your subtitles while consuming English content. Okay. And sometime in excitement of learning this language, we make this kind of mistake that I have done it, and I just want to share with you all that do not write translation. Several times I have done translation. Look at here. So many translations I have done. Each and every translation, I used to translate everything from my mother tongue to English and I written them down. It is going to consume a lot more time of yours. So you are going to waste your time. So please do not do this. Do not write everything, whatever you translate. It is going to waste your time. It is going to waste your precious time. Instead of writing them down, you could practice it. Practice proactively, practice the same sentence over and over instead of writing them down. Yeah, when you written them down, you can practice it later. But after making a good command over it, we won't feel like reading all those things. We won't feel like reading our translation. So that is why I just wanted to share with you all. Please do not write down your translation. It is going to be quite it is going to be quite difficult for you all to write them down and then to practice it. You are going to waste your energy writing them down, and after some time you won't feel like revising them. So this mistake that I have, the fourth one mistake that I have done, written them down. And the another thing that I want to share with you all, in excitement of learning this language, I also made a very big mistake. I just want to share with you. That is, I have written a whole video in English. For example, I'm creating this video, and what I did back then, I was watching one of English content creator videos. So whatever he says, I have written everything down. If he said okay, I have written okay also down. So please do not make this mistake. I just gonna show you. Let me check in this book. You can see this page. What I did, whatever the another person was telling in that video in English, I have written it down. You can see everything clearly. And at the end, this, when people say in English, keep improving your English language skills. I have written everything down. So please do not make this one big mistake. Do not think of, please do not make these mistakes. Trust me, in my initial stage, I was too desperate, I was too determined towards learning this language, and because of that, sometimes I used to become crazy. I used to feel like, oh my god, I want to speak this language, because I was doing a lot more practice. And after doing that practice, because in your initial stage, a lot of things happens together. Sometimes you do a lot more practice, and after doing English practice, you don't feel like that you are improving. But be calm, because it's a language, it is going to take a little more time. But once you start making a good command, once you start understanding this language well, and you start observing a lot, the another thing that you need to observe a lot, observe your surrounding. Best example for that, whenever you are consuming English content, try to observe it. What is the another person saying? and in what situation, what's the another person saying. So you need to understand everything and try to observe a lot. Okay, so these are the mistakes that I have done in my initial stage, and I just wanted to share with you all. Please do not waste your time or energy of doing all these things, because at the end, you would end up with wasting your time and don't get anything in return. So, this is why, that's why I just wanted to share with you all. Please do not make all these mistakes. I hope you have learned something from my mistake. And the most important thing, if you're going to continue, if you're going to make these mistakes gonna drain your energy. These mistakes would make you not to speak this language anymore, not to learn this language anymore. So this is how, just learn from my mistakes, and please do not waste your time or energy. Don't make these mistakes again. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you have learned something from my mistakes, so do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for looking into this video. Radhe Radhe to you all.